Shalom from Jerusalem. It's been a while since I've been on video. A lot has happened. When you think something happens, like this could be the worst, boom, something else happens even worse. And then it keeps adding and adding up all the time. And it's like, are you kidding me? And you're like in awe because of all the stuff that goes on against Israel over and over again. So I wanted to talk about Rafah. Israel is now inside Rafah for a few weeks now, and it's important because that's where they believe that the hostages are, and that's where the last little battalion, so to speak, of the terrorist group Hamas is. And so they finally found about between 50 and 80 rockets, more closely to 80 rockets now, between Egypt and Rafah. And which is important to know this, because these tunnels is what's been giving oxygen to the terrorist group Hamas. They've been illegally bringing in food and all kinds of contraband, I think it's called in English. And this is where they've been getting all their weapons, through Egypt, through these tunnels. And it could be a scandalous thing if Egypt knew about it and didn't do anything to stop it. It's a big deal. But there's several theories. Maybe Egypt knew about it and decided to ignore it, or they knew about it and they've been trying to hide it. So there's also a possibility that a lot of these corrupt political politicians have been making money out of this, with all these weapons going through these tunnels and stuff. Anyway, so now Israel has been destroying these tunnels. They're kind of creating like a little island around Rafah, and so they cut the oxygen of the terrorist group Hamas, and so they can't arm themselves as like they used to before. And so it's important to destroy the terrorist group Hamas, because they've been in control of Gaza since 2005 to 2006, and they keep launching rockets, keep attacking Israel over and over again. And every time Israel says, okay, we're going to destroy Hamas, and because of the international pressure from Israel, from the international community, they stop the war, or when they retaliate, and they don't finish off Hamas. So it's important to finish off Hamas, and this is where they believe that the hostages are, and they have been finding the bodies of several hostages, unfortunately dead. They found, like a month ago or so, Hamas released a video of 3 older gentlemen, criticizing the government, criticizing the army for the state that they were in. And so it was a Hamas propaganda video. So those 3 older gentlemen, their bodies were found dead. So it seems like Hamas killed them after they released the video, which is pretty sad. And they found other bodies, and it seems like most of the hostages are dead, is what it's believed. But it's important to do like a closure for all these families that have hostages, their sons and daughters or husbands, or any family member as hostages in Gaza, in the hands of Hamas. So it's important to put closure. If they're dead, they also want the body back. Israel wants the bodies back because otherwise they'll be, they'll use that to demand more and more, more and more release of terrorists that are being held here in the prisons here in Israel. And so these tunnels are a big deal because Israel now is in control of these tunnels, or they've been bombing it. They're in control of the border, which in a way is crazy because Egypt closed this border so that the people of Gaza, the civilians, would not be able to escape the war. They want to keep them inside. Really crazy. And so also several countries, they want Israel to go into Rafah, and it makes you wonder why. Were they hiding something? Are they hiding something like Egypt? Like I said at the beginning of the video, they knew what was going on probably, or if they didn't know, they've been they've been involved in the illegal entrance, so to speak, of all these weapons and the food and all this illegal activity that's been happening in Rafah, which most of all this stuff goes into the hands of the terrorist group Hamas. And that's it for now. I'll see you in the next one. Shalom, shalom.